Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. Things are going okay. We are headed in the general direction of victory. There are some speed bumps along the path, like all of those Chaos dudes, but in general, we're headed in a good direction here. So, we're also making quite a lot of money now. I probably don't want to do any upgrades to Silustra's ship. Like, there's still value in reducing unit upkeep, but there's also a lot of value in having her take every last point of her available movement, right? Let's see. You're not going to be able to reach that army this turn. Man, moving through the jungle sucks. I guess I'm going to have Silustra head along the north path here. I really thought he was going to be able to catch up to that guy. I might have him just turn around, because obviously Silustra has that under control. And we need to get back to this city as quickly as possible. Well, it looks like heading north is the way to do that anyway.
Deckhands, forward!
Here, we'll just get out ahead of this guy. Obviously, Nurglost's Cackle does not pose any real threat to either of these armies, so I'm not too worried about them not being in reinforcement range of each other. Somebody's got to come and hit Axolotl. I'm not sure what my plan is for that. We could have that be a thing to be dealt with by Beatrix the Stasher, actually. Here, let's get rid of this Chaos Army real quick, and then we'll figure that out. So, it is a little bit of a shame that we have to... I was going to say, it's a little bit of a shame that we have to come at this as two separate armies. I'm wondering now if maybe the smarter play would be to attack with the settlement garrison and have Beatrix show up as reinforcement. No, I want Beatrix's many guns to be on the field first, I think. And the two mortars, yeah, I think this is right. We can try to send the dogs around to harass the Hell Cannon crew, maybe? Yeah, let's do this way. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better terrain here than we had during our last big Chaos battle. You know, a little bit flatter, or maybe a nice straight downhill slope. Not a lot of bumpiness, but just we can stand at the top and they can march upward toward us while we shoot them. And this doesn't look too bad elevation-wise. It's an interesting battlefield for them. It's a tricky, it's tough to have this big rock in the middle of your deployment zone. Because they're either going to have to approach us from a significant distance by settling up over here, or they're going to have to set up all of their units at the very front of their deployment zone, which opens them up to an awful lot of mortar fire. We have fought on this map before. I'm wondering if our play is... You know, I actually don't know what the range on the mortar or the Hell Cannon is. 420 to our 380, so trying to outrange them is probably not a good idea. Yeah, I think we just set up pretty much right along the front of the deployment zone here. Set up nice and close. Now we do have to be wary of units flanking around through the trees. Like set up our pole arms over here in a blocking position. The animated hulks can go right here. There'll be a nice surprise for anybody who does try that flank around. May as well just set up the flank protection now, since we all know that's what I'm going to do with these units anyway. You guys can kind of be like scattered throughout the center. Okay. Dogs can be all the way up here. I want them to be far enough away that they're not going to get accidentally seen, because obviously, if they get caught out before the enemy's pretty committed, they're just going to get torn apart by cavalry. Yeah, this'll do. Kind of creep. You know what? You guys are fine. thinking we could creep up the animated hulks a little bit, but I guess that's not really necessary. Alright, the whole lot of you need to just get over here. I don't like how far to the side these guys are fading out. I think the dogs are going to get caught. There's not really any reason for them to do this either. This is just like they definitely already know where those dogs are. Well, maybe I can distract them. Okay, dogs are caught. Time to run. They don't seem to have much interest in them. Let's see if we can get engaged on these guys right away. They seem to have taken quite a bit of damage already. I guess we should probably hit the shanty. Alright, I don't think the enemy's coming after the dogs. They might once we start moving in and it becomes clear what I'm doing with the dogs. But they're not right now. I don't even know what to do with you guys. Just get over here. We'll figure it out. Oh, we do have 3 bloated corpses, don't we? That's interesting. Okay. That part's going okay. Got a lot of chaos spawn, just eating a lot of death here. The mortars are firing, aren't they? No. Okay, yes, they have fire. They do not have full ammo. Alright, the dogs are on the Hellcannon crew. I've mentioned before, the Hellcannon crew seem to be pretty good at fighting relative to Siege crew standards, so I actually don't necessarily expect those dogs to pull off the win there, which is a real shame. Alright, do we have anything else? The mortar! Yeah, just find something to shoot at. Okay, we have some deck droppers, which probably ought to just get over here. We could send them after the crew of the Hell... Actually, the dogs are tearing them up. Never mind. Yeah, just get over here and rain fire on somebody. Some Morgulls and stuff. The garrison of a vampire city with the full garrison building is actually pretty impressive. See, this battle's going a lot more like the way I wanted that other one to go. Right, we're definitely at the point here where it makes sense to start folding some of the gunnery mob units upward. A lot of these guys just don't have any kind of thing to shoot at right now. And you guys, honestly, this maybe even becomes like that.
Let me shoot her.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much over. We do have to keep an eye on the units over here.
Finger on that finger.
Alright, you guys get on those chariots maybe? Like, just stop the chariots from running around.
Consider it done.
All we really need to do is hold things in place. Oh. Bloated corpses are standing too close together. Okay, there we go. Proper gunfire now. Look at this poor guy. Like, all I wanted to do was rain metal and death on people. Well, now he gets to know how that feels a little bit. I was gonna say, that wasn't much of a chariot charge, but that's because it wasn't charging. It was just fleeing toward us. I gotta say, I've been very unimpressed with Chaos Giants. They're probably the same as everybody else's Giants, but I feel like I've never seen a Chaos Giant do anything useful. Okay, that was like sort of a decent charge. Yeah, that right there, like that's what I wanted the other Chaos battle to look like. I know we had a numbers advantage here, but honestly, the battle was mostly resolved by the time any of the units from the Second Army showed up. So, I guess for the moment, Beatrix the Thrasher can just go inland and threaten Axolotl. We can maybe have the Third Army in the north head down, or the northern part of the southern theater, head down there as well. But we're very close to being done with Clan Pestilence, and I'm excited by that prospect. I'll be honest with you, when we get to the moment where we no longer have to fight Skaven, I shall throw up a great cry of relief. I don't think that Skaven are particularly dangerous to this army, really, but it is annoying having to deal with the constant summons underneath the artillery.
All bones on deck.
Alright, let's just refill the army right quick. What do I want here? Probably some depth guard would be good. Looks like we could maybe use another unit of rifles and then just some melee. Yeah, that's a pretty good army. The Beatrix, I think, is getting upgraded to full-time actual lord. She's been the one that we recruit when we need something temporary and then disband immediately afterward, but she can stick around for a while. It looks to me like we can just auto-resolve that. Yeah, that was safe enough.
As I foresaw.
Okay, she made some good money for us there. So let's buff up Invocation of Nahek all the way, because I really do love a fully buffed Invocation. We'll spend one turn in the Star Tower just getting back to full, and then we will head inland, and we'll have some words with these dudes at Axolotl. So they are trying to recruit a real army. Also, I'm not friends with the Vampire Coast, and they will get cross with us if I try to go over their territory. I think the move here is we send Cat Rogers down to Chakwa. They probably don't have an army running at Chakwa. Do we have a lord in the area who could scout ahead? Or lord, hero rather. Yeah, I might have her linger back a little bit on the next turn. Scout Chakwa to see if there's an army in it. Because obviously it's Skaven territory. I'm not too concerned about the garrison. But if there's an army there, we do need to be a little careful about how we approach this. Okay, over here, we're just burning down Skaven stuff as well. Hey, what a surprise. There are Skaven in Arnheim. How? What is the version of this that ends up with all of my units of Sirens at half health? This is madness. If I wasn't just going to occupy everything and always go back to full health, I'd be very cross about that. So, good news. Finished the province. Not a lot of super relevant buildings here. I don't really love this thing. Let's get rid of that, because we're going to need that space. We're going to need a public order building and a garrison building, probably. We can keep the cannon structure, though. I think the cannon's fine. And then here, we probably also want to build a public order building. It's going to take us a little while to get all these areas under control. They have a fair amount of vampire corruption in them already, but we're going to have to drive that way up. This is going to be a lot like when we took over Ulthuan. We're going to have to put down rebellions a little bit here and there until the corruption can truly take hold. You know, missile resistance has not been super relevant, but we might end up going up against forces where it matters a little bit more. Let's take that for the future. Speculative missile resistance.
Admiral of the fleet.
Alright, now the question of what to do with Peggy Rains. She probably has to stay over here, right? So I think the move with her is... let's get over onto the eastern coast, which is where she does all of her best work. And since I don't want her to stray too far from the island, maybe she starts picking off pieces of 8 armies as they go by. Sloppy Cruikshank of the Grey Point Scuttlers would unlock... yeah, the Lamprey's Revenge, a unit of Rotting Prometheans. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. The Beatrix has her orders. Tommy Sealegs over here was doing something. He was probably supposed to join this army. Let's kick you out of that army. and have Tommy Sealegs join up.
Quartermaster.
And actually, you know what? Yeah. We have the Gallows Giant available again, and I think this is a fine place for it to be. Cat Rogers is going to be involved in some heavy fighting down here. And then the question, the final question, is it time to recruit another army for the north? Oh, also we should probably... You know what, I'm not going to bother... No, we will. I was going to say I'm not going to bother repairing the Temple of Kara because it's just going to get burned again anyway. But actually, I expect this Skaven army to flee. In Slushton, which we are definitely going to be able to hold on to, let's start building the basic stuff that we need in a major settlement. So, no, we are not going to be rebuilding a... We're not going to be building a new army this turn because we need to save up a little bit more money. Let's go ahead and take a tree and noose for the moment. I don't know that we'll hold on to that forever, but the reduction in the public order penalty from lack of corruption will be valuable. Alright, heroes. Got lots of heroes. Henry Aldo should probably kill this guy. Wow, not super likely to get the job done. Worth a try anyway. It's worth XP even if you fail. Viola over here was headed to Hellfire Pass, so she is constantly being dogged by enemy heroes. Just like non-stop pursuit. She's exhausted this turn, so I figured it'd probably be a good idea to just run. We can fight him next turn if he's still following us.
Captain, report.
And Amelia Hodgson, unfortunately, has very little of value to do. She's quite a low-level hero. I don't expect her to be able to wound these guys. Ooh, this is a Doom Engineer. If she were to interact with this 28 chance to... yeah, let's just try to damage their army. You get more XP when you do a successful action, so for low-level heroes, it's often worth it to just pursue whatever action you think you can accomplish. Get them leveled up a little bit more quickly. Alright. Well, that was a very successful turn. So, what's the situation in the north? How are things going to go in the north over the next turn or two here? We're going to lose Blacklight Tower. We're going to lose Slaver's Point.
Master.
Although weirdly, they've sort of ridden right past it, haven't they? Vortex Column has a wall, but no garrison. This region is a lot better defended. Yeah, I probably do want to put an actual army together. Probably summon the Lord next turn, and then summon the units the turn after. But I'm not going to turn Burke Black around. We gotta wipe out Tretch Craven Tails clan once and for all. Clan Rictus, I think. We have him on the back foot. This is a good time to take advantage. We'll just try to slow the Chaos incursion as much as possible. And hopefully the Dark Elves will actually have to fight Chaos a little bit. I'm a little concerned that Chaos and Nagarond are in cahoots here. Really? I mean, okay. That's suicide, but alright. Didn't even raise it. I mean, there's no way it's worth money anymore. Yeah, I don't understand that one at all. All that's in that settlement are 2 ruined buildings. The sack value on that must be triple digits at most. Very strange. Come on, no more Khemri navies sailing over from the east. I really don't need that right now. Is Katep going to turn around and actually fight on our behalf a little bit? We are ostensibly military allies. Oh. Okay, wow, he actually won that battle too. I mean, I guess that army was pretty torn up. Why, that was downright heroic, Katep. I do enjoy our little undead bros for life thing. I wish it was easier to get into battles with your allies. It is possible. I think once you're at military alliance, maybe even down at defensive alliance, it is possible for two armies to reinforce each other, two armies of different factions to reinforce each other in battle, and I love that. It is the coolest thing. Oh my, Manfred von Karstein himself looks like he might sail over. Well, it's a good thing we have an army over on Ulthuan ready to defend that. But yeah, I love being able to show up to a battle with a mixed faction force. I wish it was more common. I wish it was easier to make it occur. It's weird how they're not even trying to wound my hero, they're just following me around. I think I might ignore this dude, and we'll just run for Dragonfire Pass. I don't think we're going to get close enough this turn. And because Vampire Fleet Captains can only dig for treasure every other turn, we probably won't try this turn. I'll make sure we get into the pass. Alright, let's see what Sarthoriel the Everwatcher is up to here. Ooh. Kulak Suneater is all the way over here as well. That's weird. It does sort of seem like the Warriors of Chaos are maybe ignoring the other factions a little bit. Is that kind of... I think that guy's probably headed for Haggrave, not for that Dark Elf army. So we probably don't want to bother fighting Sloppy Cruikshank. I probably want my army to be at full health to receive Manfred von Karstein. I do not know what the trade for defeating him is, but I bet it's a good one. He's a tough fight. Blacklight Tower is attacked. We definitely have to fight this manually because I need to make sure we kill that Hell Cannon. Artillery provides a pretty solid auto attack bonus, so removing the artillery from their army is not just valuable because, boy, that artillery is strong, but also because it'll screw up their odds of being able to just trivially kill us in auto attacks in the future. I feel bad for Blacklight Tower. I think it has spent the whole game just getting sacked and razed over and over and over again. Don't worry, soon the North will be one homogeneous undead mass. Alright, so... I don't really have a lot on this side of value. It looks like our auto setup has actually done a reasonable job here, although... You know, I understand what they're going for here with wanting to be able to defend against the incoming enemies, but maybe we should have the guns at the front of the wall. Then we have a bunch of terrible units down here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's going to have to be. The Sirens could be up on the wall. Maybe like right here. Sirens are pretty good at fighting on walls.
Fleet Captain!
We do only have the one gate. We actually might be able to do kind of a lot of damage to them here. We just have deckhand mobs and then also one unit of polearm depth guards, which I love. Yeah, this actually is not a bad setup. And the moment it begins, we must ride. Where's the Hell Cannon? The Hell Cannon's over here. Never mind. We must ride this way. And my mortar... Oh, what are you guys doing all the way back here? Hiding. One thing about the depth guard is they're cowards. The mortars... Is there somebody that I particularly want to focus on? I guess the mortar can work these chosen with the great weapons. If the ram doesn't make it to the wall, that would be cool. I mean, they're going to get through the wall no matter what. We can't stop that. But it will take them longer and they will take more damage if that ram doesn't make it. We could have focus fired... Actually, hold on. We could have focus fired on the tower, but I don't know that we would... I think we probably wouldn't have destroyed it, is the reason I didn't do that. But what we can do is focus our tower fire on the units that would be able to climb the towers. Try to reduce the number of people who are actually going to make it up the wall. It is not super important for us to focus tower fire on their cavalry or anything, because our guns will handle their cavalry. Just want to get outside of the firing arc of this thing. Okay, good enough. Alright, well, good work, everyone. That was really all we needed to get accomplished. Now, I didn't factor in... We might have been able to destroy this tower if I also focused the rifles on it. I'm not sure how much damage small arms do to siege towers. Okay, but now, as this tower is about to dock, I want to switch up the positions of our units, if it will let me. I tell them to... Yeah. Okay. We can keep them bogged down in these guys forever, probably. Cannon's looking pretty rough. It seems like their battering ram's going to get through, but it did get slowed down by their own units a little bit. I want to wait until we actually get engaged up here, and then... Okay. I have a bloated corpse over here. I don't know what I want to do with him. The polearm depth guard here should probably just... get ready when the deckhands falter is when we'll send them in. There's no sense in putting them up on the wall now, though. Okay, not bad. Honestly, we've done a lot of good damage here. I'm trying not to entertain the hope that we might hold, but we've done a lot of good damage. Yeah, and they just have a lot of units that have to stand here and watch as we fight them. Alright, we got ladders on the wall here. What is climbing these ladders? A pretty torn up group of chosen. Do I want to send melee up the wall? You know, it's taken them a long time to get... Yeah. Let's send a unit of depth guard up on the wall. This is taking the enemy an awfully long time to get through, to even get to the gate with the unit they're going to try to destroy the gate with. Oh, the Hounds of Gehenna here. Well, they seem to have mostly missed with their spell. That's good for us. Get those guys. Given how wounded they are, I bet we'll win that pretty quickly. Alright, more ladders. This is where we start losing control of the wall. We've done some good work here, though. In fact, I'm going to pull these two units of rifles off the wall entirely. And these guys, these depth guard with polearms are kind of getting their asses handed to them. Chosen are pretty terrifying. I thought for sure our numerical advantage here would be enough, but... Geez, just look at the size of them. Chosen are terrifying. No two ways about that. We're losing the wall pretty badly over here, too. Yeah. They've given up on the gate, it seems like. Understandably. Their wall campaign's going very well, so... Now, Chaos Warriors are also very good melee units, but they're not nearly as good. Polearm Depth Guard might be able to actually stand against them. I'm going to try to get the other Depth Guard in behind them. Let's see if we can actually hold this part of the wall. Over here, we're going to lose it, but we're going to lose it slowly, giving us time to continue firing on the enemy units outside the wall and stuff. Oh, they've gotten control of that tower. To make sure we are outside of that firing arc. Alright, get him. The hounds are doing a little bit more damage this time. That unit of deckhands is not doing too well with it. Man, are we actually going to hold here? Again, I'm trying not to get too hopeful about what is probably a lost cause, but it kind of looks like we might hold. Alright, you guys just keep working it. Bloated Corpse is a monster. If you're wondering why I haven't put it up on the wall yet, it will not get up there. Oh wait, we have a second Bloated Corpse. Okay, yeah, get over here. Get in the general area. You're going to have to play defense in a second. You guys have done some fine work, but it's probably time for a disengage. While you still have a little bit of ammo left. Same here. And yeah, we're actually going to hold this part of the wall. 2 units of Depth Guard. Turns out Depth Guard can go toe-to-toe with Chaos Warriors. You guys should fall back. The normal axe Depth Guard can finish off the Chaos dudes. Oh, we've run out of ammo on a lot of our units. Oh hey, the gates finally fell. Fortunately, we already have rifles in position to shoot at their large units, who apparently immediately decided they didn't want to come through. Ooh, hey, mortar. Stop. Don't do that. Don't shoot in there. I understand what you're doing. You're going for something good, but just please don't do that. I'm going to wait for them to get stuck in a little bit here, and then once they're committed, we'll send these guys in. Right. I mean, I'm noticing these Chaos Warriors are not permanently broken yet. I would love it if you would stay on them until they were. Chosen are permanently broken, but those Chaos Warriors, I don't want them coming back to their senses inside of my wall. Actually, I should back him up a little bit, because I don't want to explode on these guys. I don't want to explode on the first guy to come down from the wall, right? I want to let them come down a little bit and explode into mass of them. Alright, go get him. Yeah, it was pretty good. Alright, most of their stuff is breaking down pretty quickly here.
Captain.
That's what we need to shoot at with the mortars. Yeah, that second Bloated Corpse did some real damage. We might actually hold here. Would you finish breaking them, please? We have need of you elsewhere. I need you to step it up here.
Get me close.
We'll say their lord is kicking my ass. Oh, look at how cool his horse is. Yeah, you show him. Al, get him. Oh, we still have lots and lots of ammo on some of these guys. I'm a little frustrated by how little firing is going on here. Again, like, you can see, sometimes we can fire over our guys at large stuff, and sometimes we can't. Like, we shot those Chaos Spawn to death immediately after they opened the gate. But then all of a sudden we can't shoot at the Chaos Lord, who is on a horse, and as such is large. It's very weird. Okay. This finally got resolved. Back over here. I think we're going to win. I actually think we're going to win. As our melee units fall, they'll open up space for us to shoot at the Chaos units. And what is this? What's coming in? A recovered unit of Chaos Knights. There's like 4 of them. Polearm Depth Guard are... they're getting sandwiched, but they're up against the sorts of things they're good at fighting. well, not so good for him. The Lord is very, very close to dead. I can't believe this. They had time to build up siege stuff and everything, and that was almost a full stack. A heroic victory. Honestly, it wasn't that difficult. The math was pretty bad on it, but I guess they, you know, they kind of had a lot of guys who couldn't interact with the wall very well. Monstrous infantry are bad at siege battles. They could have sent more guys up onto the wall more quickly, I suppose. Yeah, this should have been winnable. They should have been able to do this. It's a shame all the experience earned here has no meaning at all, because I'm pretty sure that garrison units don't actually level up. But okay, that's very embarrassing for them. Now, it is worth noting that our garrison force is pretty screwed up here. That said, taking this replenishment probably isn't realistically going to help very much against another Chaos Army running up, so I'm just going to take the 2,000 gold. Because we're going to summon a new army in the north. We're going to need all the money we can get. Wow! Really? Khatep managed to stand against that second army. I'm shocked by that. Well, I think we're actually going to hold them off in the north way better than I thought we were, especially after we lost that that army in the last battle. Okay, obviously we got to fight this one manually for the same reasons. 2 units of deck droppers versus 2 units of hell cannons is going to put us in a pretty good spot, and we might be able to kill some of these giants and stuff too. We do only have 2 units of rifles here, sadly, but I think we're in pretty good shape. Especially since Beatrix is going to be able to pursue these guys onto land immediately. God, if the Khemri were to show up with a couple units or a couple armies in boats right now, it would be such a pain. It'd be really have to hope this doesn't happen. Oh. It is worth noting that their lord is on a massive 2-headed dragon, which means that our deck droppers are not entirely safe. What are this dragon's stats? Good. Pretty good. That said, you know, it does have to actually kill each of the bats individually, probably, because they're spread out enough that, like, the normal splash damage from Lord attacks is probably not going to be super valuable. How do I want to set up for this one?
Storm them!
This unit of polearm depth guard is going to be pretty important. So what we probably want to do here, they have 1 unit of real cavalry and 1 unit of chariots. They're mostly fairly slow. I think we probably do want to do that interspersal thing. So let's go like pistol, melee, handgun, melee, handgun, melee, pistol, melee, pistol. Yeah, that's not bad. And then we'll leave the depth guard kind of out and to the side, but a little bit back. I don't want the depth guard to get engaged on. I want the depth guard to be able to run around and engage.
I'll drink soon.
And our lord can just hang out here, and we have this bloated corpse who probably just runs forward immediately at the beginning of the battle. I mean, he's likely to get grabbed by a giant, I suppose. Ah, whatever. We'll figure it out. I would love it if we could get their lord to come forward a little bit and then sort of flank the bats around the outsides. The lord's coming this way, so let's run up that bat. Ah, that's a smart target. Alright, chaos spawn, or like, yeah, trolls. Trolls are a fine target. Oh, that was really good. They're not moving their lord up. Make it a little awkward to do the thing I want to do here. I guess we may as well turn this on now. We could try to dodge the artillery projectiles, but my suspicion is that that would not be super effective due to the fact that they're homing. Interesting decisions being made here by their units just kind of stopping instead of charging us. Yeah, their Chaos Lord's going to pick one of the units of bats to have at, and we'll probably be able to get the other Hell Cannon down pretty quickly. Okay, I mean, we're doing some damage here.
Vampire Captain.
There we go, good intercept.
Outer West. Captain to you.
Hopefully we'll be able to get them. Hey, you guys, back off.
Moving.
Hoping that we can disengage because the giant... monsters are not super sticky. They usually have a hard time... they usually have a hard time keeping units from running away from them. The way that they frequently get over that is by just pursuing and killing fleeing units. But it does mean that you can like back a unit of gunners off of a giant a lot of the time. He just vomited something at us. Good Hell Cannon fire. The Lord finished off one of my units of bats and then just like ignores the other one, which I really appreciate. Come on, finish those guys off. Okay, we're gonna get this giant. Great. Yeah, we're doing some good damage here. On the whole, this is a pretty good outcome for a non-walled garrison. One giant. We can focus on the Chaos Trolls next. We're not going to get the other giant, so that probably makes the most sense. Everybody get in here and try to kill these Chaos Trolls. This unit of gunners is not going to be able to get away from the dragon. I mean, I think we're basically done. So we killed a Hell Cannon and a giant, and we broke down another couple of units pretty badly. Like, these trolls are in bad shape, those trolls are in bad shape. Yeah, not too bad. When Beatrix catches up with these guys, it'll be a pretty easy battle, I think. Hey, now, I don't know if I would call this a decisive defeat. I know what the numbers here say, but these numbers do not represent the entirety of the story. So yeah, this unit of Chaos Knights is pretty shredded. These trolls regenerated an awful lot between the end of the battle and this screen. Yeah, not too bad. And then they're going to raise this city, so this will be the end of their movement. Unfortunately, as nice as it is that they always raise the cities and thus are easy to catch up to, they do screw up our corruption quite a bit when they do it. Also, for some reason, the camera always turns when displaying their battles. This is the southern edge of the map here. I have no idea why they felt the need to turn the camera all the way around. Alright. Yep, sacks and raises and whatnot. Alright, let's start with Beatrix. Can she catch those guys this turn? Probably not, right? Yeah. But we can get down to Chupiyato right now. Also, this force of beastmen is not technically at war with us, but I would be pretty surprised if they didn't end up attacking me. Obviously, they'll be reluctant to do that at Chupiyato now that we have a reinforcing army. We made quite a bit of money fighting off chaos armies there. That's really good for us. Looks like Silostra is, yep, able to catch these guys. Her army is ridiculously fast. This looks auto-resolvable, but I'm afraid it'll kill my Sirens if we do. And also, it is fun to use Silostra's army. Need to get these Sirens trained back up. I do think that levels, like experience levels on melee troops, are less valuable than experience levels on ranged troops. Melee troops, they do get more melee attack and defense, which means that they both hit more and get hit less. And that is nice, but for one thing, turnover on melee forces is kind of high with a lot of armies. So really advanced melee troops are still just going to die. Oh, this is interesting. So the indirect fire here is going to work against their warp lightning cannons pretty badly. I think we do want to start up on this hill. But the other thing is, like, the way that the scaling factors for ranged work, there's just a lot of things working in concert to make small amounts of offensive gain on ranged troops more powerful. So Celestra right up at the front, probably at the side of the front so that her giant crab does not block a bunch of fire. And honestly, I kind of think we'll just like leave it like this. So their warp lightning cannons are going to have to move way up in order to be able to shoot at us. We don't have a vision of the enemy. Robert, go get vision of the enemy so that the artillery can fire on them.
Right away!
There are a lot of units where I'd be concerned about them riding out like this. Not Robert. Robert can endure some things.
Take the ground! Swiftly! I am your man!
I'm trying to keep him moving so that he doesn't eat a bunch of warp lightning fire. Alright, who wants to do that? Sirens, you got him.
Victory is assured! Quickly!
He'll get a little bit more tired this way, but something tells me he'll be alright.
At speed!
Don't throw globes at him. What's wrong with you? Surprise, surprise, they're not dealing a lot of damage. Alright, we can come back now. Alright, you guys got it.
At once!
Oh, I keep forgetting to use my thing on cooldown. Alright, well, right here seems like a good spot for that. Let that launch so that I'm sure that I don't accidentally disrupt it by giving other orders. Alright, that's under control already. My melee units are a little bit too far forward, I think. I think these sirens are actually blocking fire here. Let's just have Robert turn around and charge those storm vermin. He should be fine over there. Sirens can come forward. Celestra herself, of course, is going to come forward. I think I will have them fall back rather than run forward. Yeah, I think we're under control here.
Show us, brothers! Orders!
Okay, this should be over soon. They do have magic, I'll give them that. Where is Celestra? I need to summon knights on these guys. And then crabs again immediately afterward, and we're just gonna have all of those units rush the Globadiers. Okay. This is just about over then. Robert ran off all of the rats he was fighting already. Her army is so overpowered. I mean, any legendary lord at level 40 is terrifying, but man, that sword is also pretty good. Okay, there we go. That'll be the end of these guys, because they were in march stance. So none of them will survive to retreat. And I think, I don't want to speak too soon here, but I think that secures the eastern part of the northern front of the southern theater. I know, it's a big victory. Momentous. It does matter, though, right? Like, part of the problem we've had fighting the rats down here is that they were kind of everywhere. They were all around us. We had to constantly be responding to attacks from different sides. If we're able to, like, establish an actual battle line, that bodes very, very ill for them, because I think 1-to-1, their armies are mostly losing to ours. Skrulk, an army led by Lord Skrulk, can be very, very dangerous, and I think Skrulk can lead an army to a 1v1 victory, but the rest of their lords, not so much. Also, victories in our territory. Yes, Silastra is going to be completely refilled by the end of the turn here. I think I want to head this way. My little bit of remaining movement. Alright, Burke Black continues on. Actually, it looks like I can hit the Moonshard this turn if we go over the water. Now this one's going to be a little trickier because it is a walled settlement, but we know there's no army here.
Get going.
They have a single unit of catapults. I think we can do this. So we have a causes terror and fear banner, which is not super meaningful. Okay, the gunnery mobs don't cause terror. Or the Promethean gunnery mobs. And plus leadership on, I don't know, a unit of Sirens. They sometimes have leadership issues, especially this one is rank 1. Yeah, alright, let's do it. So they only, I believe, have 2 major settlements remaining. This one, and then the ancient city of Quintex, set up in the mountains to the west. That one's going to be a little trickier, I think. Because I believe that one, as you might imagine from its name, is a special location. I think it has a unique major settlement building, which means a stronger garrison. Or I might be making that up. I guess we'll find out. So these guys don't have any storm vermin or anything. Their melee troops are actually very bad. Alright, Randall is being such a helpful boy lately. See, I think we just charge them, just ladders up. Like, Depth Guard and Sirens should absolutely chop to pieces the very, very little melee that they have. So let's take all of the ranged and everything and be as close to the wall as possible. Minimize losses here. You get in here, you start all the way up there, really not take any fire. Okay. So now everybody except the artillery just get up as fast as possible. What is going on here? Oh, right. Hold on. Everybody except the artillery and you move in a big block toward the wall. You can move toward the wall on your own. Okay. And my artillery have firing range here. So our actual goal is to get the melee up the walls. But I want to make sure that while we're approaching, we're not... Oh yeah, we're not anywhere near the firing arc of the other tower. Never mind. This is not a real concern. Alright, the Plague Claw catapults are going to do real damage.
Fleet Admiral, get going.
I should have gotten him off his crab, huh? He could have helped with this. Okay. I did not leave anybody back to handle this situation. That's a thing worth noting. Let's send a unit of crabs back to keep the artillery safe and have this unit of crabs run those guys off. The crabs seem pretty good. And actually, now that they kind of have a bunch of stuff to do, I'm going to have these guys start in on the gate. What on earth are you doing right now? I definitely did not tell you to run in front of that tower and then just stand there and wait for death. Oof. Yeah, not a lot we can do about that. Those catapults are just going to savage us for a little while. Also, you definitely have orders too. Maybe you could fulfill them. That other unit of crabs actually... No, it did not. Get over here. You might be needed. Okay, I don't know that we necessarily need to break down the gate. It may be that the way we handle this is by getting our melee down on the other side and just taking the gate over. Alright, where's my lord? This looks like a place where we could maybe drop a purple sun. Do a little bit of damage. Quickly, quickly. Oh, they're congregating around it. Yeah, Jesus, come on. Wander this way, wander this way. Ah. Problem with these vortex spells is that after you summon them, they wander in a completely random direction. Sometimes that is not a very helpful direction. Well, I probably want to actually center this in the mass of them a little bit. I have no idea how many charges they get of Menace Below. I believe the way... that's the name of the thing that lets them summon clan rats. I believe the way Menace Below works, and we probably should at this point have the gunners come over here and spread out a little bit more. Because first of all, they've lost tower control, so we're no longer in danger of taking a bunch of fire, and secondly, we can minimize the effect of their artillery by spreading out. The way Menace Below works, I think, is you get base 3 charges of it, and then you gain or lose charges based on... Or no, probably not lose. Probably you have a minimum 3. But you gain more charges when there's more Skaven corruption in the area, and also with an army, before battle, you can spend food, which is a Skaven resource. I think Skaven have to pay attention to get even more charges. That was number 3 that we just saw them use. That may well be the last one. Yeah, that purple sun is doing an okay job. And as you can see here, they temporarily opened the gates, and my Mongol ran through, even though he did not have any orders to do such a thing. And then he's just kind of sitting there. Hey guys, I know you saw one enemy, but maybe the orders? Do you remember the orders that I gave you? You could do that, maybe? It's a little frustrating how eagerly your units give up their orders if anything at all happens. Alright. The battle on the walls has been won. Let's get down here and get control of this gate. I'd like to let my guns through. Although history shows that even though they are commanded to go through an open gate, they will probably elect instead to climb the walls for no reason. Right, gate damage is severe. Okay, the enemy gates are destroyed before we could gain control of them. You see, some of them routed their movement through the gate there, just not all of them. Right. You guys have specific orders, and you are not on guard mode.
Eager to kill.
Where did their lord get off to? We were pretty close to killing him.
One.
Skaven are so good at running away, though. There we go. Finally, some good artillery fire. See if we can get a couple units of sirens to actually rush the artillery. I know there's a lot of rats between me and there, but these rats are going to mostly run away from us because they're slingers. They're, they're going to run backwards while shooting. So hopefully they'll just let the sirens through.
We serve. Get above deck.
Yeah, they're totally just going to let me through.
Enemies, Guile.
Okay. Losses were not insignificant. I'm sure he can handle that unit of rat ogres by himself. Okay, this should be over presently.
Shameful display. Yonder red mob.
I may as well share. There really wasn't an opportunity here where we were engaged in combat very much, like the whole army.
Fleet Admiral. Sea magic.
Probably not necessary to cast a third Purple Sun of Sirius here, but it is fun. It's fun every single time. Oh, it's wandering out of the enemy force immediately. That's a shame. Okay, that one was bloody. We lost that that unit of low-rank sirens. I didn't see exactly what happened to them. We just suddenly got a notification that the unit had been wiped out. My bet is they crumbled rather than being killed. Probably they took a bad artillery hit, and then their morale dropped out to 0, and they just crumbled from there. Damn, those depth guard really got in there. I mean, the Axe depth guard up against low-tier melee troops, I imagine they can just fight forever. They don't get worn down because they have the hunger. Probably really, really good at fighting Skaven specifically. Probably also like, if you can get them into a lizardman army that's mostly skinks or something like that. Although I guess they're going to get kited against skinks.
A pirate's life.
Alright.
Admiral of the fleet.
You can take a moment here to do a little bit of replacement recruiting.
About time.
I gotta say, these Promethean gunnery mobs are very effective against Skaven. To the point where maybe I should summon another one of those instead of the Sirens. Nah, we're okay. I do like the Sirens are fast. Let's see, over here we have our approval building. What do we need in this spot? Probably a tree and noose, although plunder pile. Yeah, plunder pile. So we're only -7 public order. Yeah, that's coming along. So the Moon Shard is part of this province. Oh, the Moon Shard was not a major settlement. It was just a walled minor settlement. Okay, so they actually only have these 3 settlements left then? Is that right? And double check and make sure I'm not missing anything here. Clan Rictus, yes, 3 settlements. So the highest strength rank is the Warriors of Chaos, then the Khemri and the Dwarves, who we're at war with, then us, then the other vampire types. Good to know. Alright, so we're doing our best over here.
Admiral of the fleet.
Peggy needs to get all the way to the north, it looks like.
I thirst.
So do we have the proper recruitment buildings here? We don't. I was working on that. Do I want to spend a bunch of money right now? Hold on. Let's come back to this.
Of the fleet.
Alright, Obones McDonald has to get in the direction of Tlantla as quickly as possible. Alright. Now Kara will actually be repaired. What do we want to build here? We push the vampire corruption pretty hard. I don't know that we need growth terribly. Yeah, let's just push corruption.
All bones on deck.
Cat Rogers is probably going to chill for a minute. We do have an incoming Skaven army. It's not really much of an army, is it? Probably what we'll do with Cat Rogers here is, like, move to the edge of our territory and go into ambush mode. And she'll be able to reach Chakwa next turn if it turns out that it's empty. As I hope it will be. Henry Aldo was coming this way. Yeah, take another shot at this guy, would you? Nice of him to move to, like, exactly the edge of my movement radius. Critical failure. Oh, Henry Aldo, you're an embarrassment. What would Lenny Sealegs say about this? Just think about how you're embarrassing your hero.
Move.
I like to imagine all the other haunters look up to Lenny Sealegs.
Captain, reporting.
Alright, Amelia. An army ran. So we can attempt to wound this guy. I can chase them, but I won't reach them right now.
Not enough warpstone.
Kind of think I want to do that.
On land.
So they're probably going to be able to get Subatun. Yeah, we weren't able to get the growth going here to get this actually up, actually walled up.
All bones on deck.
Yeah, I probably can't stop them from getting that. That's a shame.
Captain, reporting.
Alright, Eve Hodgson has respawned yet again. I'm going to have her start over in this direction, because somebody's going to have to be over here to scout out these Skaven ruins and make sure that I know where the enemy armies are. Alright, so let's raise a new lord over here in, like, Clark Herond area.
Master.
And we won't actually recruit any troops because I don't want to pay upkeep. But actually, Clark Herond, I think, has some recruitment structures. We can start doing actual local recruitment. We just won't raise anything yet. A Murderer of the Deeps, that's not bad. I'd kind of like to get another vampire lore up here. Murderer of Vampires with High Loyalty. I think Charles Mandel is looking like our winner. Let's just real quick here. Do we have anybody else of vampires that's interesting? I do like Intrigant. Yeah. Ambush success chance up. Another... Yeah, okay. I think a relatively high loyalty Intrigant of vampires is the way I want to go.
Admiral of the fleet.
Alright, so Clark Herond has some recruitment structures. We don't quite have the ability to recruit Sirens here. Circle of Destruction. Am I likely to lose this territory? No, I think this is worth spending the upgrade money on. We should get this going. I should have gotten this going earlier.
Admiral of the fleet.
But we can begin to recruit rifles and stuff.
It is your
I think
decision.
the rifles are the most important thing. 8 sounds like the right number of rifles to me. Okay, so next turn we'll have over 10k to work with, even assuming we don't win any battles on our turn. Yeah, I'm going to not build any more buildings here. We're going to save this money up to fill Isabella Androff's army, but I think we're in a pretty good spot here. The surprise, turnaround, and heroic victory of Grand Hierophant Katep, combined with what happened at the Blacklight Tower, is a pretty big deal. probably not worth trying to upgrade Slaver's Point right now, given how easy it would be for us to lose it. But yeah, we're doing a good job. We are breaking down their push faster than I thought we might. Granted, I did think we were going to win that battle in the last episode. So there are some trade-offs. We're definitely going to lose Headgrave because I don't have time to go over there and defend it. Do I actually want to fight this? I kind of don't. They have very elite melee. We might be able to defend this. No. They have a Charybdis and a Feral Manticore. The Feral Manticore can get up on the walls because it's flying. Yeah, I don't think we can win this. Let's just let this happen. We'll get Headgrave back. I'm not worried about it. It's a shame to allow the Dark Elves to recapture territory, but like I said, we're breaking down the Chaos push a little faster than I thought we were going to, so I am confident we will take that back soon. And Vomik the Dominator is going to run down here and savage our settlement at Subatun. I do not think there is any version of this where we reasonably defend. Although, it is worth noting they don't have a lot of missile infantry. Maybe we manual this just to try to get the deck droppers in on their Warp Lightning cannons? No, you know, with 107 units per, or figures per unit, and us having 15 armor, they're just going to tear us apart. It's not a big deal. Actually, I think this is way more damage than I would have done. That auto-resolve actually worked out really well. And they just sacked it. They must be, like, really desperate for money. They're doing a lot of sacking that does not make any sense. The only way I can figure any of this is that they're just trying to make money to keep their armies and keep their armies together. So the blood swamps are empty. Those weren't empty at the beginning of the last video, I think. That must be some of the Chaos armies that didn't attack us must have gone over there. Okay, every time it takes a long time during the Khemri turn, I'm worried that they are sending ships over at us. Alright, Katep, you've done what needed to be done. You can run now, buddy. Wow, really? I mean, like, I know we tore that army up, but also, his army is like 2 units of spears and 2 units of archers. Well, this has turned out to be a wonderful military partnership. They've done some fine work on our behalf. Alright, we're not going to play out the whole turn to come here, but I am going to try to dig up this treasure at the pass real quick. Just so that I don't forget. Provided that this agent is still alive, because of course there's a vampire agent there who could potentially knock her out. Now, my impression of Manfred von Karstein is that he is both a powerful wizard and also an extremely good melee combatant, like one of the best in the game. So I'm a little worried about this army. In general, I don't think the vampire troops are very good against ours, but if he has wised up and gone a little deep on Blood Knights, we could be in some trouble. The vampires having no ranged at all, not even artillery, makes them kind of bad at fighting us. But enough shielded Blood Knights could be a real problem. I think all Blood Knights have shields. Okay, Kolok Suneater is not just sailing immediately for Ulthuan. That's nice. Hopefully, the Chaos Knights will, the Chaos Warriors will burn down Haggrave. So notice all of the Vampiric Corruption it's taking a while, but it is slowly depleting the health of all these Beastmen armies. So if we just let them run around in our territory but don't give them an easy place to attack for a while, we will eventually be able to, like, really, really easily wipe them out. Yeah, there are so many pieces of 8 navies that are so close to us that I want so desperately to fight. But unfortunately, we don't really have the option. Wow, did that almost full Chaos stack lose to a half stack of Black Ark Corsairs? I mean, I guess it's a naval battle. I know Black Ark Corsairs get, they get bonuses in naval combat, but still. These Chaos armies are kind of getting clowned on. Okay. That army is not capable of taking Oxil, so they've gone into replenishment mode, which is a little unusual for Chaos armies, but they're just like, they're desperately trying to recruit enough troops to do anything meaningful. Alright, Viola.
Blood.
What was the riddle exactly? Walk through this passage is to stride through history, so it's just, it is not any particular part of the pass, it looks like.
Privateer.
I think we could attack this agent. Wow, it would be 1,000 gold to do that, huh? I don't actually care that much, I don't think. I'm just going to walk into the pass and dig. I think we could have attacked the agent and also dug right there.
Thin out the cattle.
Alright, got ourselves a Book of Assure. And 5,000 gold. And hey, look, we're back on top of the infamy list. There's really, like, no contest at all. And Carla Lothrif, as far as I'm aware, is not an actual army. Alright. So the world is blighted with these monuments to fear, so it's another set of chaos, or another set of skulls. Okay, that one's all the way up there. Well, maybe Burke Black can dig that up after he finishes with the ancient city. Yeah, on the whole, I think we are in very good position here. We're not going to do anything else, but let's survey the position. So we can see there's a Skaven army at Sildrator that they are building up.
No, you
Mika the Experimenter is... yeah, that's a pretty good stack. Kind of a lot of slingers. Honestly, slingers are probably pretty okay against our gun lines. In the sense that, like, there's enough bodies here that it would take the gun line a while to shoot through them all, especially since, you know, accuracy is not our strong point. And the they only do 10 damage with their missile, but our individual figures do not have a lot of health and also, like, basically no armor. Yeah, this is a real army. This is something to be concerned about. Does Arnheim have... it does have a garrison building. So Arnheim's probably not in any real danger. Bleakhold Fortress, on the other hand... yeah, Bleakhold Fortress is in danger, and it'll be 4 turns before we have the population necessary to start upgrading the settlement building. And then after that, there's going to be 4 turns, then 3 turns, then probably another 3 turns? 2 turns. Okay, so it would be 9 turns before we could have walls here. Burke Black might have to turn around and play defense a little bit. Like, sail back to Arnheim and then approach them like this. The moment we leave the Moonshard unattended, it'll probably get reconquered, but it won't have walls again when they retake it, so that's not really that big of a trade-off. We'll be able to do this. We are 5 turns off of making a whole lot of money again. Yeah, I think in general, we're in a very good position here. It probably won't be too much longer before Chaos is broken and the Southern Theater is won, and then we can get to the real work of claiming Nagorond. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for, hopefully, more unlikely victories. And we'll see you then.